What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Mr. Random, and this is a 2002 Mercury Grand Marquis. It's not just a regular Mercury Grand Marquis. This is a Mercury Grand Marquis Presidential Edition. Now, you guys might not believe me, but believe me, in 2002, this car right here was the fanciest thing that Mercury had to offer. It was actually priced close to $30,000, and that's in 2002. And now, nearly 17 years later, you can actually pick one of these things up for $2,000. Hell, sometimes even under that. So what exactly does a $30,000 Mercury Grand Marquis Presidential Edition actually come with? What makes this thing worth $30,000? Well, you guys are in luck, because you're gonna find out. Because in today's video, we're gonna be comparing an almost $40,000 equivalent in today's money Mercury Grand Marquis, and we're gonna be comparing it to its bare bones cousin, the fleet vehicle, aka the Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. Now, in today's market, both of these cars are pretty much equal when it comes to price. You can actually get these fairly decent. Both of these actually have similar mileage. You can get them for around the same price, right around the $2,000 mark. So, Mr. Random, what the hell? You're losing daylight. What the hell is the point of this video? Well, the point of this video, guys, is if you're in the market for a Grand Marquis or a Crown Victoria, I want to help you guys decide, what road do you guys want to go with? Do you want to go with luxury, or do you want to go with performance? So without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, right off the back, 2002. There's a slight difference. Here, let me give you guys a shot of the back. Pretty much it looks, I mean, it's literally the same exact car from the back, and right, but if you notice, look at the lights on the Grand Marquis. Check it out, they're a lot thinner in the front than they are on the Crown Victoria. But here's something that a lot of people actually don't know about the 98 to 2002 Grand Marquis. You can actually convert the front end of this car to look exactly like a Crown Victoria or an 03 model Grand Marquis. All you really have to do is swap out the fenders. You got to swap out the hood. You got to swap out the header panel, the headlights, the grille, and the front bumper. I know it sounds like a lot, but when you're dealing with these kind of cars, it's actually pretty cheap to do. Just saying, guys, you can actually swap everything from this car if I wanted to and make it into this one and still have a Grand Marquis. So now let's get technical into what are the differences between, like I said, same year, pretty much the same mileage cars. Well, we're gonna start with the carpeting. This is the Presidential Edition. This is the fancy Grand Marquis. Check out the carpeting. As you guys can see, it has all this fancy, nice and fluffy, dirt-prone carpet. The Crown Victoria, on the other hand, I know it's getting hard to see, we're losing daylight here. It's literally vinyl floors. You can get this thing as dirty as you want. You take a hose to it, hose it off, wash it off, go on about your day. Now, moving on to the second difference, let's check out the sound system that comes in the Grand Marquis Presidential Edition. As you guys can see, it comes with a full-blown upgraded, and I'm using air quotes here, radio system, but it actually includes a CD player. The Crown Victoria, on the other hand, literally just a fleet stereo. That's all you get. Now let's move on to the power options that came with this car. You get full-blown power seats. You get a power driver window. With the Crown Victoria, on the other hand, you still get that same power driver window, but the actual controls are manual. You do have some lumbar support there. It's just a little bag that inflates, but the actual adjustments made to the car are all manual. And since we're on the Crown Vic, check out the seats. A little shameless plug there. Check out the seats, all cloth, very low maintenance, very durable. Actually, this is 2002, not one rip on it, but it is cloth. It gets very itchy, and it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, literally. And if we come over to Donald Trump's Mercury Grand Marquis, we have full-blown leather seating that is both in the front and in the rear. Now, the bad thing about leather seats is that they do get very, very hot during the summer, and obviously they get extremely cold during the winter, but it's definitely an upgrade compared to the cloth seats in the Crown Vic. And now I bring you guys to the engine. Believe it or not, same exact engines. We got the same intake. There it is. The only difference is obviously that one has an engine cover. It's nice and fancy, 4.6 liter, very good looking engine cover right there. But they are exactly the same engines to the T, with one very small little difference, and that is the computer. The Crown Vic has different tuning, hence the cop chip. It's not, yeah, it's debatable. It's not really a chip. It's just the tuning is different on the computer on a Crown Victoria than it is on a Mercury Grand Marquis. The shift points are different. This is meant more for a smooth, luxurious, comfortable ride. This is meant for high pursuits, crazy stop and go city traffic, accelerating around corners. That's what this car is meant for. If you're looking for speed, although they are both land yachts, they're both boats, Crown Vic takes the win. Okay, so I was so worried that I was losing daylight that I did forget to mention that the P71 is also equipped with an engine oil cooler, which reduces the engine oil temperatures. That way you can just beat the dog piss out of this car. And unlike the Grand Marquis, the P71s came with an aluminum drive shaft, which the purpose of that was for higher speed pursuits. Now, the Grand Marquis was limited to 120 miles an hour. The P71 is limited to 129. Speaking about speed and performance, let's talk about the handling. Crown Victoria, hands on. I'm just gonna start this little bout right here. Is gonna start. Crown Vic wins off the bat. If you want handling, if you want something that's gonna handle around the corners, if you want a car that's gonna take care of you in an evasive maneuver, something that's just gonna handle its business, Ford Crown Victoria P71. The suspension in this car is absolutely, it has been reinforced. It's heavy duty. The Mercury rides on a softer suspension. Actually, this one is already completely acting. Oh my God. You guys hear that? Yeah. Try doing that to the Crown Vic. Vic takes the win. If you want a nice, plush, comfortable ride, of course, go for the Mercury. If you want to whip it around corners, if you want to do some crazy stuff, stick with a Crown Vic. Since we're kind of in the same topic here, which car would last longer? If you're considering buying one of these cars, it's a very good question. Hands down, the Mercury Grand Marquis is the car that's going to last longer. These cars are generally owned by grandpas. I know there's a lot of us in the Panther community that own these cars, but for the most part, grandpas and grandmas are the ones driving these things to church. They take them to the dealerships, they take them to shops. They really take care of these things. They're not on the transmissions, they're not gunning it. This car will last a lot longer. The transmission on this car will last a lot longer than that Crown Victoria. But I have a catch-22 situation for you guys. Which car is easier to maintain? The Crown Victoria is easier to maintain. The fact that it was a fleet vehicle means that parts are everywhere. There's taxi cabs. There's literally hundreds of thousands of these cars being abused, sitting in junkyards. You can walk into any junkyard right now and find at least a dozen of these compared to maybe one or two of this. Easier to maintain. The win goes to the Crown Vic. But believe it or not, one of the easiest and best selling points for me on a Mercury Grand Marquis is this keyless entry. You can lock your whip, you can unlock it. Comes with a panic button. Check this out, something that I know a lot of Vic owners wish they had. Watch what happens when I push the little trunk button. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Damn it, this is making me look bad. Bam, look at that. look how up this damn hood comes compared to the Crown Vic. This also comes with the little opera lights. You guys saw that? Little opera lights. They're so fancy. Yes, it comes with a sunroof. It has these nice little rims on them. Look how shiny they are. But guess what? They're not real rims. Look. You can see right into there, they're just hubcaps. Personally, I'd rather go the old trustees right here. But that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I helped a couple of you guys out there if you were debating whether to get a Grand Marquis or a Ford Crown Victoria. Either way, they're still part of the same Panther family. They're pretty much brothers, but just one's a little bit fancier, a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more smoother. The other one's a little bit easier to maintain. Can take some abuse, can take some punishment, but it's also finicky because it's been abused its whole life, so it might break down on you a lot faster than the old grandpa car. Either way, I'll catch you guys on the next Hobo Cop video. Got a lot of stuff coming for the Hobo Cop, guys. I gotta ride out. It's getting dark. Take it easy.